My daughter kicked me out of her wedding, but when the groom stood up, he ... Am I the asshole? My daughter planned her dream wedding. She wanted a big white wedding with all of her favorite things. As her mom, I couldn't be happier that my little girl grew up and found her prince charming. I was also happy because she finally moved out of my house. She always said that she would marry and then move in with her spouse. But after getting engaged, she started coming over less and less. I also noticed that she stopped calling me or sending messages unless she needed something. I didn't think much of it and figured that she was just busy. A month before the wedding, I got a call from my daughter. She was crying and said that she needed to talk to me. I asked what happened and she told me that she needed me to be out of the wedding. She said that I was too old and that I made her look bad. That wasn't enough of a reason for me to stay away from the wedding, but she said that if I didn't do as she said, then she wouldn't invite me anymore. I was stunned silent. All she cared about was how I looked and how I made her look. She didn't care that I was her mom. I had sacrificed so much for her. I gave up my job to take care of her. And when she was sick, I spent all of my days at the hospital. I even spent my retirement savings on her education. I tried talking her out of it, but she just kept saying that I was being selfish and inconsiderate. So I just hung up on her. I couldn't believe that my sweet little girl turned into such a self-absorbed teenager. The day before the wedding, I got a call from her fiancé apologizing for my daughter's behavior. He said that he would talk to her and then called me back later. He told me that they decided to cancel the wedding. Apparently, he didn't like how I was treated and didn't want to marry someone who was so cold and unkind. He also said that he told her family what she did, so now no one would show up to the wedding. I felt sorry for him because he seemed like a good guy, but I was still hurt by my daughter's words. I went to her apartment to confront her. I knocked on the door and she opened it with a furious expression. She screamed at me for ruining her big day and told me that I deserved this. She told me to get out of her sight and slammed the door in my face. That was the last straw. I blocked her number and changed my phone. I didn't have anyone to turn to because my friends and family all lived far away. But it was also the best thing that could have happened to me. A week later, my daughter called me begging to be let back into her life. She cried and said that she was sorry, but I told her that it was too late. She could have apologized 1,000 times, but it wouldn't change what she did. She begged me to reconsider, saying that she needed me to walk her down the aisle because her father died, but I refused. I didn't have to do anything for her, especially after the way that she spoke to me. She told me that I was an asshole for doing this to her, but I just laughed. I didn't know that she was seeing a therapist, but her therapist called me and said that she was worried about my daughter. She thought that I might have done something to my daughter, which caused her to have a nervous breakdown. I told the therapist what really happened, and she told me that I did the right thing. The therapist also told me that I should try to move on and live my best life. I took her advice and signed up for a cooking class, which I always wanted to do. I also started going to the gym and hiking every weekend. It's been 3 months since I last spoke to my daughter. I heard from the therapist that she had a psychotic episode and was hospitalized. I don't feel bad for her because she chose to do this to herself. I feel bad that she's sick, but I won't be there for her. She kicked me out of her life so she can deal with the consequences. Am I the asshole for not giving in and letting her back into my life?